How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Paleo Pod, where today's topic we will be covering
We're doing a weekly recap because
weekly
we had a
recap.
very busy
So
we had a
much.
very busy week with paleo projects coming out. Dino Guy just admitting to actually doing a daily upload on YouTube for the last week.
It's true.
Because of how much stuff we've gotten. We have a lot to talk about. We've got Primitive War that just released its teaser trailer. We got a lot of thoughts about that. I got a lot of thoughts about that. We got all the babies in Prehistoric Kingdom. As we're recording this, we actually got 3 new ones. We have some big updates in Path of Titans. And there's also a new Metrocantha sword that was found. We'll probably touch on that as well. But yeah, let's start with Primitive War.
So Primitive War, that trailer, fellas. So I haven't gotten the chance to pick your guys' brain about this. Of course, I've made some content on it. So I think a lot of folks would know my thoughts. What did you gentlemen think about the new Primitive War trailer?
I loved it. I loved it. So I like Vietnam War like films for a start. I watched all those, and then you're splashing dinosaurs into it. It's brilliant. I'm kind of, because obviously they didn't give away too much, which is a good thing. But I'm kind of wondering, is it going to be as gruesome as the books in a sense, or is it going to be sort of like dialed down a little bit for like TV or film audiences and things like that?
So
its rating.
So I know that like when Best in Slot and folks were talking about it like a couple of years ago, it was going to be R-rated. I assume that's still true. That book is violent. So I'd assume they'd be like adapting it similarly, you know? Especially considering the fact that this is an independent film. So I think that they have a little bit more leeway for something like that. It's like, it's Universal that's keeping, like, I don't think Universal will ever let the Jurassic franchise be R-rated, you know?
It's happening again.
Yeah. Oh no.
Are you guys good?
There he is. It's moving.
We're back.
So it's still doing that, huh?
Yeah.
It's still doing that, yeah. Man.
Sorry about that.
Well, at least everybody on my end will hear what I said.
Okay, here we are. I do have confirmation from at least August of 2024 that it is thought to have been an R-rated movie, so it will be pretty intense.
Yeah.
I mean, we do see a raptor or Cyclops with his knife in his eye, which is pretty gruesome image. The teeth, though.
Those teeth. Everything else looks okay. Like everything else looks pretty good except for those teeth.
Giving it that anglerfish look.
Yeah. I mentioned that it's like it looks like Pennywise. With just like too many teeth that you tried to shove into your mouth. It's like it just screams like we're trying to make this look as scary as possible,
Yeah. They can't even blame frog DNA.
Yeah, they can't. It's like, well, don't you know they're all frog DNA? Oh, wait.
On that one.
I cannot wait for Dino Guy's accuracy review videos on TikTok for Primitive War because no one's going to be able to say that again.
Well, no, here's the thing. Already, though, once that happens, it's like the bar just gets raised. With the Jurassic franchise, it's always like, oh, they're all just, they're not meant to be real dinosaurs. But if you're talking about like with Primitive War, they're going to be like, it's just a cool movie. They could design them however they want. Already I've seen a few comments like that. It's like, when can we get accurate dinosaurs in big movies,
Yeah, like that's
you got Planet Dinosaur for that.
Yeah.
Just upscale a pigeon. That's the closest we're getting.
Honestly, with it, the war shots are ace. Like before we see the dinosaurs, I was like watching all that and seeing them move around, the way that they were navigating the environment and showing the environment. It was really cool. It's very picturesque, especially that beginning shot of the trailer. I love that. I was like, that's beautiful. And the thing I like about this trailer, and I wish more people did trailers like this, it didn't give away too much, really. It was like glimpses, bits and bit there, and then you have the big shock image at the end where we saw the raptors perfectly, and it wasn't just like little bits here and there. And I think that's just about right for a trailer. I'm kind of hoping the second trailer, because I noticed this trend of where the second trailer gets always too much now. So I'm kind of hoping it's still bits and pieces.
Yeah.
We're getting more trailers because I want to be surprised. I want to be shocked. And also another question: why does everyone keep calling it a Caprisuchus?
Because it's like
Spinosaurus.
because it's Caprisuchus in the book, and so everybody assumes everybody assumes that it's going to be a 1-for-1 for the book, and you can never assume that with film adaptations. So when I first saw it, I saw the boat. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, is this a crocodilian?" But then like I paused it, and I'm like, "That is definitely a Spinosaurid head." You know, it's like
the first thing I saw. Like
if it's Caprisuchus, it's a terrible Caprisuchus.
That's
you know,
like I have the still shot from the trailer in the chat now.
Yeah.
It has the notch in its jaw and everything.
Yeah, and like the placement of the teeth is pretty close. I mentioned
Eyebrows.
that it looks like the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, which by extension looks like Baryonyx and Suchomimus. And I know Suchomimus is in a later book. So maybe this is Sucho. Apparently the director on Patreon confirmed that it's Spinosaurus. I don't know that, but everybody in my comments keeps saying it, so I assume it's true. I don't know.
It'd be cool if it is a Spinosaurus.
It'd be another Spinosaurus to add to the year.
I can't remember the name of the American Vietnam war boats, but that'd be ace seeing a load of those just getting ambushed by this and then trying to fight each other off.
I was actually
It'd be so cool to see.
I was also thinking if I had a Nick, like I also like wait, what am I missing?
I found that on Twitter. Someone was like, "This is apparently what the Caprisuchus is supposed to look like in Primitive War." Like if that's a Caprisuchus, that's what it looks like.
I should probably pull that up on the screen for our viewers.
For those that are listening on Spotify, it's the JP3 Spinosaurus head on what was possibly a Sarcosuchus body.
Yeah, because it's like the thing is even in the book, the Caprisuchus is described correctly with the boar tusks. You know, it's like they wouldn't do it incorrectly in the movie with a design that's so like a creature that just looks so cool. Why would they change it so significantly to look less cool for your movie? You know, someone mentioned something that makes a lot of sense. It might have been switched to a Spinosaur for budgetary reasons, because in the book, there's like a whole herd of Triceratops and there's like a ton of Caprisuchuses that attack the boat. It's not just one. This way you can kind of just like save on the budget by like cutting down a lot more animals and just have one Spinosaurus attack the boat. And that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sorry, go ahead.
Also makes it easier for the actors. Because you I feel like in a lot of CGI movies and things like that, actors can really struggle with what's really around them. Like obviously they can go around with the tennis ball things, but sometimes they don't always do that. And there's some movies you watch and you can tell where they haven't done that prep of what's in the surrounding area, and they're looking in the wrong direction of where the CGI creatures and stuff.
That actually
also help with that.
That reminds me. Have you seen that they I think they released a clip from the live action Lilo and Stitch where Lilo's like sitting on the table with Stitch in like a baby seat, and the guy he's walking up to, and she's like, "Oh, here's my dog," and she's pointing at the ground right behind Stitch, where Stitch is in the shot, so she's not even pointing at the correct place.
Oh, dearie me,
man,
that's gonna be fun.
This is my okay. So I agree with the teeth. The teeth are probably some of my main issues thus far. Everything else looks fine, in my opinion.
And it looks like lips will be present in this, which I appreciate.
So that was actually what I was about to bring up, because I've got a bit of an issue with it.
The fact that there's
the presence.
The fact that they're snarling.
Yes, it's that. I actually talked about this on stream yesterday, where I was like, it's very likely that similar to Komodo dragons, that they would not have had extensive muscle connections on their lips.
Well, we can't. They don't have them. Like we can see in the fossils, they simply don't have them. It's not even a matter of debate. We know that they couldn't move their lips. That's just it.
And I think, almost to an objective standpoint, right? And again, this is something I brought up on stream the other day. you can it feels a little less scary when you're interacting with an animal that can clearly move its lips and snarl at you because you can read the aggression. But when you don't have that and they're static, it stops being scary and it's horrifying because that's not aggression anymore. That is just a pair of eyes that are hungry. And it's so much more terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they had done that, but they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing that worries about me about that is that they're like putting too much stock in the design alone to try to make it look scary. When in the book, a lot of like what made them so terrifying, like the Utah raptor, for example, is that you wouldn't even know a Utah raptor was near you until one of your buddies got dragged off into the jungle. You know, that was like what made it so terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think what's got with that terrified us, not knowing that it's coming for you. Certainly, you can feel that feeling when you play Path of Titans, because when Lakota was admin, we were walking through this area and it looks empty. It looks like there's nothing there, and you had to go in admin mode for something. Oh, you're like, oh yeah, there's like this carnivore there, that carnivore there. We walked past a group of these carnivores. I was like, I didn't see any of that, and that's it's only scary enough because of that reason. And it's, you know, what's Vietnam famous for? The trees are talking. And this time they're roaring in this film, so it's, you know, you ain't gonna know if it's watching you till it's decided it's going to hunt you at that point. So yeah, I think like they're adding too much to the creatures to make them look scary, even though they would already be terrifying.
Yeah, it's like it's exactly how Lakota was saying. That kind of makes them less terrifying. You know, when you're trying too hard. Sorry.
Think about the Jurassic Park Lost World scene with the grass. Like, if they didn't do that shot where you could see the grass slowly get dancing down towards the humans, they never knew they were there. You don't see them. You don't know till you get that shot that there's danger incoming. Imagine how much scarier it would be. Like, it was cool seeing the raptors just edge inwards from like the sky, but imagine if there was nothing. It was just like head level shots of the grass fields, and then next minute someone gets dragged down. That'd be even more terrifying.
Ooh, hold on, no, because this brings up a very similar looking shot from the Primitive War trailer. Because my personal opinion, tall grass scene in the Lost World, top 10 Jurassic Park scenes of all time. It is one of the best scenes ever. It is terrifying and it just it's so good. Here's the thing: there's a shot of them walking through this tall grass. But I don't want the raptors to attack them. I want it to be that Quetzal that you see flying overhead.
Yeah.
I want a scene where they're the ones hiding in the grass from the Asdarkin.
Yeah, it just lands and it's just stomping through the grass while they all have to like stay low. That would be perfect.
Oh,
that would take me back to my childhood from watching the Hatshepsut's Island. Scene with all the babies running through the grass.
That's when I first found out about Asdarkids and how big they were. When it flew down, I was like, oh my god.
They are terrifying animals. And I had someone say that, like, oh, do you think that the Quetzal shot is like a little oversized? And I'm like, there might be some, like, because it's a weird perspective. It's just a shadow. We don't know where the sun is. We don't know like how high up it is.
Yeah.
But like, I went back. That's not an impossible size for a Quetzal. Like, that kind of lines up. And in all honesty, I was like, maybe it is a little oversized. But then I looked at it, I was like, good God. These things are a lot more terrifying than I originally thought they were.
When I look at like Quetzals, I always think, I don't know if it's something that's been really answered or not, so I haven't looked too much into it. When I look, it's like, do you reckon, like, they were big, but do you reckon a whole human could go hold down its throat? Or do you reckon it'd be a thing where it would just spear you on and then go for your organs?
I don't know.
This food.
I don't know if Quetzalcoatlus was big. I don't know if it was big enough to swallow you whole. It probably just pick you out. In the book, they have like these sharp tongues that like rip you apart and then swallow you piece by piece. So maybe they'll do that.
I kind of like that.
A brave thing where it's like, oh, I'll just go for the organs. Like,
yeah, exactly. Just picking some holes in you.
That's even more terrifying. Imagine they're going through that long grass and they come across a squad that they were looking for or something, and all it is just like the rib cage area's been opened up around like
Ooh.
a dominant thing, and
Ooh.
it's just like a field full of those. And then
Yeah.
that's when you see the shadow of the Astarkid going across. That'd
Ah.
be Groose. That'd be perfect
That would be
scene for
so
that
good.
film.
I hope that
Mm.
Quetzalcoatlus has a role to play. I hope it's not going to be just like it flies by and everybody's like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, we're in a dinosaur place. Oh, crazy!" Like how pterosaurs usually
Yeah.
are used, you know, and then you
Yeah.
never see it again, you know.
Give it
And
the minion treatment.
Yep.
I've played. There was one time on Path of Titans back when I was an admin for the PT Semi Realism server.
Mhm.
Back when we were getting that like off the ground. Um, there used to be like a map, like an Ice Age map that had this big birch forest, and I changed my skin to like one that was like black, white, and brown. The Quetzal and Path blended in so well. I
Ooh.
gave so many people heart attacks because they're just standing there at the edge of this forest, and suddenly there's a flying giraffe galloping towards them.
That'd be another terrifying scene. So imagine that they fly, they see the Quetzal fly, they look up, they run for trees for cover, not realizing that they could have been running into a Quetzal nesting area. And if they are like somewhat camouflaged, and because they're like quite tall next to the trees, they just don't notice it. And then the next minute, one of the squad leaders, whatever, turns around to talk to his team, and then all of a sudden the beak goes straight through its torso. And then
Oh,
imagine, could you imagine how horrifying that'd be? And then when it sort of clicks in, they look around and they realize what they're in the middle of. And it's just
yeah.
like,
It would be like the Mother Longleg scene in
Oh,
Skull
yeah.
Island, where like they're looking around, and as
Oh
they're like
yeah, it looks
finally
like
looking, well, yeah, that, and like as
yeah.
they're finally looking around, what they thought were trees start walking. Oh,
That'd
be
be
epic,
so
wouldn't it?
cool. Oh
we need
man.
to make our own Jurassic horror film of some kind. We
Yes.
need to do this at some point. If this
S-
turns out to be a letdown, we need to make this.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're filming in like our backyards or something. This
Oh man.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty
man.
I'm pretty hopeful for this movie though. Like again, there are
Yeah,
some
same.
things that kind of pull me back, but I think I think like for such a small budget, it looks pretty dang good, you know.
Oh
And
yeah.
like we haven't seen much of it yet, but I'm pretty optimistic. I'm pretty optimistic about it.
So am I. And it was really funny because I know that you guys probably aren't into this, but like the same week we got the Primitive War teaser trailer, we also got the FNAF 2 trailer.
Oh yeah, I
And
saw that.
I was
Oh, yeah.
happy about that. I enjoyed the first movie so much. And now not only do they have Matthew Lillard, but they got the other guy.
Yeah, Dennis
that was in-
Nedry.
Yeah. Or not Dennis Nedry. Is he in the movie?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
he's at the
Yeah,
end.
he
He gets killed, I think. I can't remember the act. I can't remember the actor's name, but yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's a
Interesting. Well, I was saying that they got the other guy from Scream, that played Ghost, the one of the two Ghost faces.
Oh, did
so
they?
now we have Matthew Lillard and the other guy. Yeah. So
Oh.
I forget the actor's name, unfortunately. But what's really cool, he's playing Henry Emily, and he's like the direct opposite of Matthew Lillard's character, which is William Afton. Sorry, really off topic from the dinosaur stuff, but I'm very excited for that as well.
Heck yeah, man. No, the trailer looked pretty good. Like I mean, it was a quick trailer, but
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I like the first one.
Mm. All right, now Prehistoric Kingdom.
Prehistoric Kingdom. The babies are
Oh,
here,
yes.
gentlemen.
I was absolutely melted by it. I was streaming it the day it came out, and like every single baby, I was like, oh my, like heart taken away. I was emotional. It was so good. And oh, come on. Have you seen the fluffy Spinosaurus?
Yes, that
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I was like looking through them. I'm
Yeah.
like, is that feathered? What? Oh,
Caught me off guard too.
yeah.
I was like, that's interesting.
Like feathers on
No, like,
Spinosaurus.
like in my head, I'm like thinking, I wonder if like making the babies have like penguin feathers that keep them sort of like from the water touching the skin, so they still stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea. I really enjoy that idea. But you can see, just like when you tell people about feathered T-Rexes, how that's like a bit of a grenade into the community kind of thing.
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. Spinosaurus even more so.
The feathered baby Spinos have kind of remind me of another thing that I'll mention in a second. But so we'll come back to that. But I want to talk about the other babies first. So thus far, what's our favorite dinosaur baby that is in Prehistoric Kingdom so far?
I think I really like the Protoceratops.
Oh,
It's got like huge old bugged out eyes and everything.
The baby proto is like 40% eye.
And it's like
albino one.
You got? Did you?
Yeah, I got an albino one. I ended up calling it Squiddy because of the big eyes. Oh man, yeah, it's ace. I love them.
They're so
It's
good.
a favorite. Hard to pick because they're all so good. If anything, I would probably go for the Dryosaurus. I love how it's like a fluffy body and then it's just got a scaly tail tip.
It's a rat.
It's like a tail. I love it for that reason. Yeah.
Just put its tail into a pencil sharpener.
Yeah. I love how the baby velociraptors, they just look like little balls of fluff.
Yeah.
And I love those.
I was like chicks. Chickens.
Yeah. But as much as I love that, and as much as I hate what biology is going to use this for, I do really like the baby tyrannosaurs.
Oh yeah.
I think they look really cool. And at first I was a little disappointed because I thought the baby Tarbo and the baby Rex were going to look identical. But if you put them out, there are some minor skull differences in the babies. So I was a little happy with that.
Yeah. I really like
content. So what Lakota's going on about? It's his community has a thing about him and Nanotyrannus, and something that I always keep alive in good spirit. So I'm going to be basically making a Nanotyrannus enclosure using the ability where you can freeze the babies at whatever age you want them to grow to. So it'll start from a baby and it'll stay at that Nanotyrannus size, aka just a juvenile T-Rex, but we're still going to call it the Nanotyrannus, sponsored by Lakota. I've already started trying to make his logo with the like T-Rex skull in there and that.
Hey, it was based off of the Jane specimen, so you know.
I don't believe Jane was a nano. Then again, I don't believe in nano in general, so
no, I don't either. You see that little T-Rex up there for the beast of Mesozoic? Yeah, juvenile T-Rex. I put it under the T-Rex for a reason.
Looks like a nano, that. Our T-Rex is just adult nanos.
Yeah.
I can't. T-Rex is an adult Nanotyrannus. Could you imagine the genus name change? The largest carnivorous theropod ever, Nanotyrannus.
It's like everybody's just like, yeah, in taxonomy, we don't usually do this. We usually go with whichever one was named first. But it's so funny that this oxymoron exists that we're gonna let it slide, you know?
the D&D rule of cool.
Yeah.
Which one annoys Lakota more? Which one?
If they came out like yesterday saying like, oh yeah, we've changed T-Rex's name to Nanotyrannus to spite this one guy from the southeast.
Oh, I love it.
I'd never live it down.
What's your guy's favorite mammal, baby?
Oh,
What is my favorite?
That's hard to say. I kind of want to say woolly mammoth though.
That's fair.
Very cute. Very cute.
I think I would go with the Paraceratherium. Either that or the Elasmotherium. Those are both really cute. I like them.
I like how their horns come in.
Yeah, yeah.
Really,
oh yeah.
Just these little nubs.
Like I love rhinos in general, so I'm going for the woolly rhino.
Heck
Honestly,
yeah.
that thing's adorable.
It looks
And when
exactly like a baby
teenage,
rhino.
it's just so cute.
No, I think they killed it with this update. I mean, it's not officially out yet, of course, but it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Am I back?
We caught that.
Okay.
Surprisingly, we caught that. Okay.
Yeah, it's they've done wonders. They really have. I feel like when they complete this game, if they manage to, I know it's a small team that are making it. If they manage to bring it to console, the sales they will get, I will think will be unreal. Because literally every prehistoric kingdom video I put on there, I get asked, is it on console? Is it on PS5? Is it on Xbox? And it's the most common thing I get asked on those things. And listen, the amount of sales it would make.
Yeah.
And truly, that game is just paleo art in gaming form.
Absolutely, it is.
It's beautiful.
I mean, I've already used like a little bit of it for a video today. It's amazing.
I saw that.
Yeah, the T-Rex chasing a baby.
Yeah.
Triceratops.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Yeah.
But no, they do amazing work, and it scratches the right part of my brain, because it's like I love Jurassic World Evolution, but it's like I love accurate dinosaurs so much because I just love dinosaurs. Getting to see them just walk around and being along for the ride while they keep adding all these really cool things. It's just, I love it. It's amazing.
Going into that context, I really hope that when we get into Jurassic World games, that they stick with the monsterized versions, because don't get me wrong, I like paleo accuracy, but then I also like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World's style of adaptation of the creature. Because if I want to play something with paleo accuracy, I go Prehistoric Kingdom. If I want something that's just fun and weird to look at, like Pleurodon, for example, in Evolution 2.
Ew.
Then I go,
how dare
Evolution. I remember getting so excited when I heard Pleurodon was going to be in the game, and then they did this. They brought out the profile for it. I was like, "What are they not doing?"
So what is this thing? It's like your smile fades from your face.
It's a crocodile seal.
Basically. It's like they took inspiration from Dinotopia with their mosasaurs, and they applied it to a pliosaur this time.
God,
yeah. Perfection. Have you seen this T-Rex? And it just looks like a plesiosaur. Give it wings as well. Breathes fire.
See, even my cat doesn't agree with you. Look at her face. And,
we can only see the very tops of her eye.
Just what do you think?
Hello. Hello, kitty cat. Sorry for all the audio listeners. Dino Game's cat is joining us today.
She's hanging out. No, what's crazy about that? This is completely off topic, but she is always here when I'm doing videos. She's either sitting at my foot, she's either sitting on the back of my chair, so I have to lean forward, or she's on my desk right next to me. She is always here.
She's an honorary member.
Yeah, by this point.
Knows as much as all of us.
Yeah. she catches all the information.
Just get a custom cowboy hat made for her.
Yeah, there you go, and I can strap it on. Yeah.
Get the one that the Woody toy has.
Yeah, there we go. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, that's all we need right now.
Do that for Halloween. You can do that for Halloween.
That's a good idea.
The pun right there, you were perfect.
Yeah.
Before we get off of the Prehistoric Kingdom baby topic, since we were talking about, and this is another project that I don't know if one of you sent this my way, but there's a really cool teaser trailer that came out about 2 weeks ago called River of Giants. And it's all about Spinosaurus. Apparently.
Yes, that is it. Mesozoic life.
Yes, is the Mesozoic life story.
The folks that did that figure back there, those are the ones who are doing that doc that I have back there.
Interesting.
Yeah, you'll notice that
you'll notice
the Spinosaurus is the exact same.
So How do you feel about it having bristly feathers on the top of its body?
I love it. I'm someone who it's like there's that whole idea that feathers are inherently an ancestral trait that showed up like towards the Triassic. And so there's a good chance that many different groups of dinosaurs had some type of feathers in some way, shape, or form, even if it was like small hair-like feathers. And that's how it's portrayed with this Spinosaurus. I had a buddy who was a paleo artist. He always drew Spinosaurus with just small little bristles on its face and stuff like that. So personally, I love it. I think that makes it look naturalistic.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It's slowly growing on me. Slowly.
Saying that, I like the idea, even though I just know it couldn't possibly be things that just overheat majorly. Imagine a feathered sauropod.
Oh, see, that's like exactly where they'd need like small hairs.
Yeah, but imagine like fancy ones going. Like was it Planet Dinosaur where they had like the orbs that inflated on the neck?
Or Prehistoric Planet. Yeah.
Prehistoric Planet. Imagine if it was like a feather thing where it like lifted up like a frill, and they did like little dances. How cool would that look?
Oh,
that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool to see.
You just reminded me of a video idea I've been meaning to make. So fun fact, most of my dinosaur avatars that I use for streams, they all come preloaded with Fortnite emotes.
No, I've seen that before. I've joined one of your streams before, and like I see a dancing Carcharodontosaurus, and I'm like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah, like every stream, someone asks me to like do a gritty with my dinosaurs. I'm gonna do like a video in the future. It's just like mammals like butting heads and fighting each other for mates, and it's just dinosaurs breakdancing. Eventually, I'll do that.
That's a great idea right there.
I don't want to get off topic, but it was Prehistoric Planet with the dancing Carnotaurus. Oh,
perfect.
Love that.
Chef's kiss.
Oh, God. Okay. This is another thing I learned this week. So this is technically still on the topic of weekly recap here. So we know Skeleton Crew, that group of people who do like reviews on Jurassic World Evolution and all their animals and stuff like that. They brought to my attention that Carnotaurus might not be the bullet train of Belisor we once thought it was.
Bullet train is in speed.
As in speed, yeah. As
no, like the movie.
Yeah.
Continue.
Jurassic World.
Yes, my favorite movie. The Bullet Train of Belisor. We need to remake that whole movie. Yeah, it just takes place on a giant Belisor.
Can you imagine?
But they brought it to my attention that like we don't have Carno's legs. We've got its like thighs and like nothing below the knee. And
we suggest its legs are like the size of its arms. Like a munchkin.
But some of the animals closer in relation to it actually have shorter legs. So it's thought that it was more like a brawler rather than like a fast-moving predator. Either way, Carnotaurus is still cool, but I don't know, that kind of blew my mind.
Well, does that take into account the recent developments of their tail vertebrae? Because that's where the speed estimations came from, was from their tails, because they have specific adaptations on those vertebrae that help support more muscles that would support them to propel forward.
I'm gonna find the someone like
kind of expecting to see like Carnotaurus has been nerfed.
No!
It's gonna start now.
Oh, you've given me a video idea now.
Here we go. Hold on. Fast runner, the muscles for they mentioned tail vertebra somewhere in here. Hold on.
Did they? Okay.
Fast runner. Well, because the original paper said it did. It argued that the large muscles in the tail connected to the thigh bone. You'd use these muscles to run. That doesn't hold up. But pin in that as I'll get back to that. Another statement about the legs doesn't work because we don't have them. The big muscles are inferred from the tail vertebra, that has a caudal rib pointing up, while most other dinosaurs it points out or to the side, suggesting Carnotaurus had some immense muscles. These are muscles in the tail that would connect to the thigh bone and pull backwards and push the animal forward. But many forget that bigger muscles aren't necessarily the best for running. Just look at at human runners or fast animals. Both sprinters and long distance runners do have pretty decently strong legs, but more importantly, long legs and their muscles. Previously in this, they stated that we can't infer from the legs because we don't have them. Which is probably the point they're trying to make here.
Yeah.
And their muscles are nothing compared to power lifters, because big muscles equal power, not speed. They are ridiculously big muscles, much more comparable to that of Carnotaurus. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this.
I certainly see the logic, though.
Yeah, I can see where it's coming from. It's worded very nicely.
Mm.
This is from someone on Reddit who basically summarized what Skeleton Crew said.
Okay.
And kind of added on more stuff to that. I can link you this Reddit post if you would like to give it a look yourselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
In my head, I've seen Carnotaurus curb stomping his prey now.
Honestly, like which was the better depiction? Carnotaurus like flipping animals upside down while it's charging them, or just curb stomping the competition?
From what I could tell, I'm a distance runner, right? And as a result, like I'm around a lot of other distance runners. Distance runners have they have lean muscles, not bulky muscles. Did y'all lose me?
For a second there, were you ended at like I'm friends with a lot of distance runners. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of distance runners.
Hold on. There we
go. Am I good? I take that as a no.
It's not happening often today. Wait. Give it a second. Give it a second. Okay, we're good. You're good.
Okay. Okay, so distance runners, they typically have lean muscle as opposed to bulk muscle. Sprinters, you'll normally see them with a little bit or they can get away with more of like bulky muscle because there's like different things that go into different types of running. So I don't know if having larger muscles would inherently disprove a speedy lifestyle, assuming that Carnotaurus was an ambush predator that just needed quick bursts of speed to take out its prey. Distance running, probably not. But quick running, I feel like it's a little bit more plausible. But I have not seen the fossils, and I haven't been able to of course I'm not the one who's having to study them, so I can't really say with any confidence.
No,
they
do show the fossil that we do have in the post as well.
Okay.
So see how much animal we have.
And this is all going off of a single Carnotaurus specimen too, which is tricky. Yeah.
It's the issue when you've only got one.
Yeah.
A really good one though.
Yeah, very well preserved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a picture of the rest.
People are always mind blown when I say that on stream too. It's like we only really have one big and well-preserved Carnotaurus specimen. So everything we hear about, or everything we, as in like the paleo community, hear about Carnotaurus is inferring from that singular specimen and all of its closer relatives.
Yeah.
Crossing over.
Yeah.
It's like also going off one single specimen that's like really good. Gigantoraptor.
Oh yeah.
True.
And we even know what age it is as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like guesstimates its age.
Freaky animal that is.
Beautiful.
Freaky.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's a gorgeous animal, but man, if it's anything like modern ratites,
those legs.
Not.
Jurassic World Evolution 2 did it best when they had it kick everything.
Yes. I'm not getting within 2 miles of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
The memes I made with that creature.
I've seen them. I'm like, all right, another kicking meme. Freaking love to see it. Because it's true. It's true, though, Got to emphasize the kicks. A lot of people forget that kicking can often mess you up with some animals. Like people who think that ornithomimosaurs are helpless. It's like, have you seen those legs?
Yeah. I mean, like, if they're predators... What's up?
If you want those kicks, it's knocking you off your feet and worse.
There was a guy that got kicked by a cassowary the other week, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It was somewhere, I don't know. I heard like there was like a
It's like
news
this
article that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on. Guy kicked by cassowary. So I remember this. Yeah, it was 5 days ago. Warnings after cassowary attack in the Cardwell backyard puts elderly man in hospital.
Ooh.
This was Tuesday, April 1st. What a bad day to get an injury on April 1st.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to tell someone and they think you're joking.
Yeah. This was okay. I love that I looked this up, and so the one that I just said was like less than a week ago, about 6 days ago. The next one is a Florida man article said Florida man killed on his own farm by cassowary.
Oh no, bro.
That's awful. I feel really bad, but it's very funny that that's like the Florida man title is used there, right?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
Dude, they're no joke. And like other dinosaurs like ornithomimosaurs are like that on tons of steroids, a lot of steroids,
They're huge.
Yeah.
Gallimimus is massive.
Yeah, much bigger than freaking ostriches today. I think people see them and they see ostrich and like, oh, that's no bigger than an ostrich. No. It's like maybe an
ostriches. Maybe terrifying in their own.
Maybe like yeah, exactly. They could disembowel you too.
Cakes can hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it comes down to the fact that whenever we see things like Struthiomimus, they're always getting hunted by predators that are like really big, so they're always running away.
Yeah.
Struthi and T-Rex did coexist, but if an adolescent or teenage T-Rex goes after a Struthiomimus, that thing's fighting back, and it might win.
Oh, like we're going about curb stomping Carnotauruses. I was thinking about that Majungasaurus scene with the herbivore crocodiles. Can't remember the name right now.
Simosuchus.
Yeah, Simosuchus. You know when it just like digs itself into the hole. It just say like, what's that gonna do? Smash! Look at that, cakes.
It's like, oh no, my tibia, I broke it.
Oh man. Okay, to kind of segue us back to the weekly recap here, because we kind of got off topic. However, the off-topic stuff was very informative, and all paleo stuff that is coming out somewhat recently or just debate. So, I don't mind that. So Primitive War. We have the babies in Prehistoric Kingdom. We got some new posters for Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw them.
Yeah.
They're interesting. They're interesting.
Yeah.
My favorite one's the Quetzal one.
Quetzal one's pretty cool. I just think that they're kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I think about them, if I'm being honest. It's like, okay, they exist. They're here.
They feel very Jurassic World builder game style.
Oh, they kind of do, yeah.
You know when you like level the creatures up and they get wackier and wackier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I mean, the amount of people that just don't understand it still, and I still see in the comments, "Oh, we already had a great design in Dominion. Why did they not use that?" And they're like, "Well, that was made by Biosyn. This is made by InGen." And I can see why they were kind of left being a bit dangerous. You think about it, the bird cage they made on Sauna, that still wouldn't have been big enough to really house them. But then it doesn't really make sense to well, that's just too dangerous for the island. It's got wings, it could fly away, but we'll just sort of.
We're not gonna kill them. Yeah, we're not gonna euthanize them.
Yeah, you stay there.
I will still stand by this. They should have been Hatzegopteryx.
Yeah.
Because it's like
different back on in the game as well.
They still look like, I mean, they look a lot more like Hatzegopteryx, but they don't look exactly like Hatzegopteryx. So you could still call them a failed experiment, but at least they're on the right track. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I think I would have been okay with the design if they had called them hats.
Yeah.
But and while I do get the justification for why they don't look like the Quetzal in Dominion, God, that design was really like ignoring its size, but man, that was such a good design.
Yeah. I've made a lot of
wasted.
back when I was first doing YouTube, first starting, I made a couple of videos saying how wasted Quetzalcoatlus was and that I think it needs to be utilized a little bit more. This is not how I meant. I wanted that design. That was a good design. I'd love to see more of that, you know. I don't know. Like maybe a
There's always
Quetzalcoatlus versus T-Rex type thing.
Yeah.
there's always Chaos Theory that could use it.
True.
Without saying
They
it,
probably
there's always
will.
Chaos Theory.
They probably will.
Oh,
If
I hope so.
if they do, and they make it walk, please give us walking pterosaurs in Evolution 3. That's another
yeah.
thing I want to add on to my wish list. Let them walk. They're terrestrial predators. For God's sake.
Quetzal does look daft in all of the like aviaries you stick them in.
It does.
The size, like at least if you're gonna make them constantly fly, give us bigger, taller aviaries. This awesome. Like honestly, like when you just look at them and like flying into a wall and they're like, I'm gonna turn now, and it's not like a proper like flying turn. It's just like a flies off. For those that listen on Spotify, what I mean is it literally does a 90-degree pivot.
Yeah.
And it just flies off in that direction. I mean, to be honest, the animations for it other than that are brilliant. But it just looks wacky. It really does. I think, to be honest, the Thanos Draco that they added looked a lot better in forms of having an Asdarkid in one of those aviaries.
Yeah.
But it still looks really weird when you see like something like Velociraptor take it out. Like, I don't know if you've witnessed that yet.
I don't think I have.
So, when any of the flying creatures, the flying reptiles, or in Jurassic World's case, the flying dinosaurs, take on a hunting expedition of any dromaeosaur, there's a chance that they will fail. And what will happen is it'll sweep down, the dromaeosaur will stop, and then it will just miss the attack, and the dromaeosaur will then jump and take out the flying reptile. So it's an interesting animation to see, but when you see it happen to Thanos Draco, it looks a little bit goofy.
Yeah.
I got to try that out now.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it.
Man,
Man.
I can criticize Evolution a lot for a lot of different things, but it is at least very entertaining.
Yeah.
I've never been bored playing that game.
I've played it every week since release, and that's even going back
That's
to like
nuts,
Evolution
man.
1. I've
Uh-oh.
never got bored of it.
Did Dino drop his fossil?
Yeah.
I feel like
saw
I should
you
go and
fidgeting.
find one of my fossils now.
I'm always- You got your tooth.
Yeah, I got my T-Rex tooth.
I had
I've
a-
just been sitting here. I had my Allosaurus claw, but I put that up. So I've just got this.
There we go. I have to like, I don't know, whenever we're doing this, I always have to be fidgeting with something. I don't know why.
Oh man. It's either that or I got my Megalodon tooth. This one's real. by the
I
way.
still can't find my real Megalodon tooth.
Where did you catch the Megalodon?
Yeah.
The Pearl River.
Wow.
Oh my.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, well, like you find a lot of shark teeth in like the river systems coming or leading into the Mississippi River because
Yeah.
that's like the last remnants of like the interior seaway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is so weird to think about. There's a lot of shark
Finding
teeth
whales
around.
in deserts. That's mad.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
My like where I am used to be underwater, so it's like you find a lot of aquatic fossils. It's very cool.
Same for the UK. Well, it was Jurassic. It was all underwater.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Archipelagos. Love archipelagos.
Oh yeah. It's a fun word too.
It is, isn't it?
Archipelago.
Up until the end of the last glacial maximum where I am was like completely underwater. So like we just got here. How y'all doing?
We're relatively new in the geological time scale.
Just a little bit. we did have enough stuff above water though. Like I think there was like a I think there was like a Colombian mammoth tusk found somewhere near where I live. I think there was also like a hadrosaur somewhere as well, which is really odd, but that's kind of cool. But
Honestly, I don't know why. When you were about to say, "Oh, we had a lot of on land stuff," I was so expecting you to say Waffle House for some reason. And it was still open during the floods.
Waffle House open since the Paleozoic.
Yep, Waffle House was an OG.
Back when they served Arthropleura sausage.
Laura.
There's so many
Oh my
Waffle Houses
gosh.
down here. Did you know Georgia has over 140 Waffle Houses?
That's insane.
140 of them.
That feels
They have the most in the country.
Yeah, that's a bit excessive right there. I think you guys like it.
A little bit. You know what's funny? I looked it up. Colorado doesn't have any.
No, we don't.
No. Like I found a map of how many there are. Dude, it's just the South. This is just a Southern thing.
You guys love your waffles.
Yeah.
Apparently, man, I didn't even know we liked them that much.
Eat it on a daily basis by that point.
This is where we look at Lakota build like a park in Jurassic World Evolution.
Do you want me to make a Waffle House?
You could change it so that the building serves desserts and it's a waffle logo on the front. That's all I imagine your parks having is just Waffle House.
You know
food.
what? You can make custom like things for Prehistoric Kingdom and upload them to the Steam page. I will make a Waffle House and I will put it on the Steam page so that you can put it in every park you ever have.
Put it right next to the Nanotyrannis.
How much you want to bet that it's on the workshop there's already a Waffle House?
Let's find out together. We're
Yeah.
doing this now.
Let's go.
I'm opening up Steam right now.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
If there is, I'm going to laugh.
Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna download that real quick. Okay.
I found a cool Spinosaur in like a viewing enclosure thing. Hold on.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to look for that.
Okay, so we've got more Waffle Houses than Colorado. I went on a different search.
You have a Waffle House in the UK?
We have 4, according to this.
You have how many?
4.
4?
4. Wow. Where are they located?
That is 4 more than Colorado.
Imagine they're
Looks
all
like
on one city block.
Yeah.
Well,
Dang
yeah,
it,
it's
it's-
on Utah Road where they discovered Utahraptor, the European version.
No!
How have we got 4?
Hey, are we seeing the European Utahraptor in Primitive War, I wonder?
Okay. So this brings up something that I saw in a comment section somewhere. I think it was on Dinofax's video about Primitive War. And someone... Hold on. Let me bring up the comment, because I screenshotted this. The comment read, I doubt it's a Spinosaurid, talking about like the Spino face that we see. The only Spinosaurid in the book was Suchomimus, and that guy was in Africa, not Vietnam. I said Utahraptors are there, and they weren't in Vietnam either. And the follow-up was, no, the Utahraptors were in Vietnam. That was their strong starting place. The reason there's Utahraptors elsewhere in the story is because they escaped and migrated. That wouldn't work very well with Spino. I was like, I can't. Oh, did we lose Dino?
No.
Are you?
No, I was listening. I was listening.
It's like
Yeah, and I'm just like, what? Huh? I don't know what the reasoning is here. I'm so lost.
I mean, there's more water than land, so it could well adapt itself anywhere else.
It's like when aliens come to Earth. It's like, there's so much water on this planet. Why are they not adapted for a water lifestyle? Weirdos.
From the LA ones.
I have seen quite a few comments about that, though. Everybody thinks it should just be like Asian dinosaurs here. They're like, hey, you said that it was Utahraptor and Tyrannosaurus, but I think it's probably Juchang Tyrannus and some Asian raptor. And I'm like,
elevator.
I don't want to.
It's cool.
I don't want to spoil the book for people. Is the problem?
Yeah.
But are you guys okay? Like, I'm gonna mention it. Spoilers if you don't want to get it spoiled. Are you? Do you guys?
Timestamp.
Do you guys care?
I don't care.
I don't care, no.
Okay, well, in the book, it's a Russian experiment that happens. They were trying to create the next best like weapon to, like better than the atomic weaponry that there was before. They were trying to make a clean bomb, and they accidentally created a wormhole. Right, the wormhole brought dinosaurs from the past, from many different places in time to the present. And the Russian scientist mentions that it didn't matter which continent they were on. It didn't matter which time period they were from. It just brought them over. And then they started to thrive in Vietnam. So it doesn't matter if they lived in Asia. You can have any type of dinosaur or prehistoric creature here,
Yeah.
let's
And
go
it's
on.
really funny how similar that plot line is to Dino Crisis.
I have never
'Cause
played.
I'm pretty sure there is a similar plot line with dinosaurs and wormholes in Dino Crisis.
Really?
By the way, Capcom, make another Dino Crisis, please. Please.
Oh, man. I mean, it's Turok. I mean, it's not quite
Yeah.
Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
That's a good bring back.
Wait, isn't Turok an alien planet or something? What is Turok?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
It's like alien planet with like dinosaur-like animals.
Kind of like how
Bit like your,
carnivores.
hunting game.
Yeah, carnivores. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just so happen to look like old paleo art reconstructions of dinosaurs. But they're not dinosaurs, they're aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Talking of something similar, we're going way off topic. My other something today is like I don't play Warhammer. I'm kind of intrigued by its story because of how gruesome it is. But there's a planet full of dinosaurs because of an ancient race that collected things, just collected dinosaurs and back into Earth's time, and kind of just lost them on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's cool. So you could have like legions of people fighting on dinosaur backs, which then just brings me back to Ark.
At that point, it just is Ark.
Yeah.
just like abandon a colony's worth of space marines on that planet. Just see how far they go with it. That's basically what Ark's gonna end up being.
Yeah. Essentially.
Man.
I mean, oh man, what else have we got this week that we said?
So there was a couple of updates for Path of Titans as well.
Right. So that we've all kind of seen the T-Rex. We've looked at it. It's very pretty. They did really well.
Beautiful.
With the face. Absolutely great. Do
Mhm.
I still like the primordial T-Rex better?
Mm-mm.
Little bit. Because that one has some, like, I'll admit, they got better with the ontogeny of the juvenile T-Rex model and the update, but Primordial Tyrants did it better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And
I
I'm
agree.
not saying that because I used to work with them. They're really cool people, but biases aside, still looks a little better.
Yeah, I agree.
Not to bring down like the new PT or the new Path of Titans T-Rex though. So Eo Triceratops got an update, and boy, does it look good.
Yeah.
The baby, funnily enough, the baby Eo actually has better ontogeny than the baby Rex, because the frill is a bit further back, kind of like slicked back, not by a lot, but you can very much tell when like the frill starts coming up a bit. The horns are like kind of closer together and like right on top of the eyes when it's a baby. Man, and they gave it some better proportions. So now, unlike Triceratops that actually has a proportional body to its head size, it's just got that giant head now in proportion to its body, which is great. I love that.
I need to see it. I still have yet to make my video on it. There's just too much stuff coming out, man. I can't keep up.
It's a great problem to have, though.
It is, yeah. It is a fantastic problem to have.
Oh no!
No, again.
Wait. No. Oh.
He's
I
moving
think
again. He's back. He's
He's
back.
back. Nope, nope, nope,
No,
nope, no,
oh,
he's
no.
not. Hold on. You gotta wait. It does it twice. It does it twice, and then he's back.
He's
It's
back.
so hard to
Yeah.
tell if you're back or not. Stop sitting still.
One of my
Stop.
There we go. He's back again.
Okay, we're good.
He's back
We're good.
again.
We're good. You were like
For
moving
how
your
long?
eyes and stuff, and then finally, when you moved, it froze again.
Ah.
No. Oh man.
Hate that. I don't know why it does that.
It's really cool, and I'll tell you this now: the quilled subspecies, the quilled subspecies, or species in general, technically, looks a lot better. Like the quills are like dotted around the body a lot better. Now, obviously, it's just the back half of the body. But they're like, instead of it just being like a line that comes down from the back to the base of the tail, they're actually placed on the back of the body, coming out of the feature scales, which looks
A bit like the
really good.
PK Styraco.
Yes, similar to that. However, that one's a bit weird because it's really hard to tell where the scale ends and the quill start.
It's like extended scales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda. So, and the horns look great too. The quilled subspecies might be my favorite because the horns will slowly start to go out, curve down, and then curve up. And it's just
I love that. I love when they do that, like when people reconstruct ceratopsian horns like that, like brow horns.
oh man, it's so cool.
I might have to. I don't know what to have a look at on Tuesday. I know a lot of my people have already asked me to play as the T-Rex. So we might be Triceratops. It's that kind of. What do I pick?
I did send like a picture of like the front part of the quilled Triceratops, like way back when I was looking at the skins that are in some of the mods. So you can kind of see the new Triceratops a little bit right there. New EO Triceratops.
You.
Yeah, I like how the head looks. Like, I mean, like it looks wider. It just looks better, and the body looks better too. It's a little bit more robust.
Something you might notice if you're playing it and you're getting attacked by something, but the scales on the frill are bigger. They're a lot bigger now. And if you get attacked by something on your head, that actually like rips the scales off in segments as a scar.
Ooh.
So they get peeled off in that same pattern, and it looks really cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, that sounds ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's gonna be really cool to see and play. I might play as the EO Triceratops then.
Heck yeah, man.
I did a bit of both the Friday, like on the day that we were like, I don't know if TikTok's getting banned again or not. And so I was just like, you know what? I've been awake for like 23 hours. Let's play Path for 2 hours because I'm just so out of it.
Just over here, just watching.
Oh, that leads me to another thing. According to my chat on that stream, they added a dive ability to Edmontosaurus annectens. So,
oh, I think I came across this.
Really?
I was like, oh yeah, I was playing and I was hunting them, and it was like, oh no, they're what's that rule break where you can't just throw yourself into the water when you're being hunted?
body deny, yeah.
Yeah, body deny. And they're like, oh no, it's semi-aquatic now, it's fine. I'm like,
yeah. They gave it a dive ability. I think it's called like dense bones or something like that.
That's funny.
Imagine crossing a river, and instead of a crocodile jumping
Yeah.
out of you, an elephant-sized hadrosaur comes out from beneath you, and you are suddenly stuck in the duck bill of this thing. Like, you are the last thing I expected to see here.
I've got like images of like a full-grown one trying to shove like a Rex under the water and drown it.
That, honestly, that sounds pretty cool, like, and probably pretty accurate. All things
you want to take a chunk out of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, that'd be cool. See,
and I do want to. I'm gonna do this bit on the podcast. I already did this in our group chat. So we had a new Metrocanthosaurus get discovered recently, And a lot of the times when a new dinosaur is discovered, they'll come out with a phylogenetic tree. A friend of mine in the past has told me to not pay too much attention to these because it is simply to show where this new animal is placed within its phylogenetic tree. Because the further away you get from the featured species, the stranger it gets. And as I showed you two, apparently megaraptors are Carcharodontosaurids now.
Well, they're not in the Carcharodontosaurid family. They're under the clade Carcharodontosauria.
Yeah, which is also very strange either way.
Yeah,
because
but they're not that specific within the Carcharodontosaurid.
Yeah, like it's so weird. They're Saluosaurs just got a massive chunk bitten out of them for some reason. The Tyrannosaurs don't exist here. We're also missing the Maniraptor. But it's very odd, and a lot of people who are watching this will probably remember Monolophosaurus being a Spinosaur for like 2 weeks. Yeah. I think I still have that graph on my computer somewhere. I'm pretty sure I can find it. But that's how this ends up happening. Because like you just get further away and then it just gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah. I've looked over this a little bit and it's just phylogenetics are fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
one of you like headaches and migraines.
Yeah.
This is the life of a scientific communicator.
Yeah.
Just nothing but phylogenetic trees.
I love because like okay, so sometimes when I end up talking about eutyranids like Bista and Drypto on live, I always have to say eutyranids, not to be confused with Eutyrannus, and I always get people that's like, why did they name them that? And I'm like, paleontologists are mean. That's why.
Like everyone's favorite dinosaur, the Basilosaurus.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, don't you know if it ends in saurus, it's a dinosaur?
No, better yet, it's a lizard.
No, it's a lizard. Yeah, it's a lizard.
Look at that lizard.
Biology's comments.
Yeah.
Was it whose video was it that I commented on with that? Was it yours or?
You even got you got like sarcastic synapsid or therapsid like replying to you on one of them.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy around.
Yeah, I'm in a scientific communicator chat with him, and if you got him commenting on replying to you biology, I don't know, man.
Oof.
What was it? What did you say? I want to know what you said now. I'm trying to find it. Okay, you said, but it's a dinosaur. Dino equals terrible. Saur equals lizard. Lizard. And those eyes where they're like looking at you. Lizards have scales. Definitely means raptors are scaly lizards with scales. And he just responded to you with like a Jurassic Park quote. He said, but even the word raptor means bird of prey.
Yeah, you don't know raptors have wings.
Raptor meant thief. Now I'm confused.
Hey, I thought it meant hunter.
Oh.
That always gets me though. A lot of those like Latin or Greek words oftentimes have different meanings. So it's like if you say that it means one thing, there's inevitably going to be someone who comes in saying, actually it means both things. Okay.
It's dependent upon context.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
And sometimes the context doesn't really matter. Because like in a lot of my videos, when I say, for example, when I did Apatosaurus, I was like, the name Apatosaurus means deceptive reptile. And when I said that, I specifically remember putting a thing on the screen that said Saurus can be translated as lizard, snake, or reptile, depending on context. And I'm pretty sure, and like in the videos that I didn't put that, I always got people telling me that.
Yeah.
So it's
oftentimes whenever I translate a name in a video or something and it says Saurus at the end, I'll often say reptile instead of lizard because I know that'll confuse some folks. They're like, I thought that they weren't lizards. I'm like, yeah, they're not. It's just a name. I think people get too caught up on names sometimes. It's like names are not like Nanuqsaurus. It's not a polar bear lizard. You know, it's a tyrannosaur. It's just sometimes they're just names. Sometimes they're incredibly descriptive, like Duonicus. It does have 2 claws, or Mononicus. It does have 1 claw. But sometimes it's going to be completely wrong it's not going to be 100% to the description of that animal.
And to push this to its extreme, there's an Abelisaur named Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Or don't even get me started on Bambi Raptor. Or
oh my god!
Or Gojirasaurus.
and then there's the other ones that are super accurate. Don't even get me started on Zool, Destroyer of Shins over in Alaska. That's the most accurate dinosaur name I've ever heard.
So we're going back to your polar bear lizard one. Oh man, it was beautiful. Because there's someone I follow on Instagram who does like drawings of like dinosaurs, and they just like the Latin name, what it means, and then just like basic facts about the creature. And then someone in the comments was like, obviously read it, like, you say polar bear lizard, does that mean it's a mammal? Before the person who owned the channel could comment, I was like, my
no. I was like, biology, you didn't.
I was like, oh yeah, they're mammals. And believe it or not, you can see them today as they evolved to have 4 legs instead of 2. And you can find them up in the northern regions of the earth. We call them polar bears now. We scrapped the lizard bit. And he had a full-blown conversation with me about it. Like, how do you know this? How do you find this?
Dude,
it was a bit later when the actual guy commented and was like, oh, explain it properly.
He probably just read yours and he's like, and just
I think I'm just the worst kind of person for terrorizing.
I specifically take great offense to this, as it is my favorite dinosaur. How dare you?
I think it kind of goes back to when I used to be in zoos, and I just got tired of certain types of people asking certain questions, and just like, if you can't beat them, you may as well just join them, even if it's just pretending. Like, one of the greatest things, I used to work with, like, one of my areas was sulcatan tortoises. Now, when males, like, fight each other, they can knock each other onto their backs. And I just remember the amount of people, because you see them sparring all the time, one get knocked over on its back. And there's this one person, I always remember her. She was like, "Are you not going to help it?" I was like, "Oh, it can get back on itself. It does this with its legs, and it makes it swing, and eventually it ends up on its feet." It's like, don't be silly. It can't do that. Look at it. It's stuck. It's gonna die if you leave it like that. I was like, oh my god. Like, honestly, they would be extinct by now if this was a thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one video of like the 2 silverbacks in an enclosure fighting each other, like going full on, and you could just hear someone in the background saying, "Where's the zookeeper?" It's like, what do you want them to do?
Going in there. Who in their right mind is going to get between 2 silverbacks?
They just like run in there like, "Hey, stop it. We talked about this. All right. This is not you. This is not you."
Who was it? Was it Mike Tyson that tried to pay off a zookeeper to fight a gorilla?
Yes.
You know what's mad to think? Everyone thinks the gorilla's like the strongest thing going. You put that in a ring with a chimpanzee, it would not win. Chimpanzees are way worse to get
They are
with.
vicious.
Chimps scare me, man. They scare me.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason why we have what's that thing called where you're scared of stuff that looks similar to a human?
Oh, the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
There's a reason we have that.
I've often heard in recent times that the uncanny valley is likely to help identify people who are like sick or like injured or something like that.
The corpses
kind of
and
that too. Okay, I don't know if y'all watch this guy. There's a guy on YouTube. His name's Salmonella. Love his content. And he makes very educational content, but it's done in like a really chaotic way, and it's really funny.
Mm.
I watched this video, and he had a video on like where animals get their scientific name and stuff like that. Apparently, there's a species of gorilla that's just named gorilla, gorilla, gorilla.
Sounds about right.
It's
And
just
there's-
gorilla 3 times.
Isn't the North American bison?
Yep. The
Yeah.
red fox is Vulpus vulpus.
Like I don't even really. I don't want to think of a name for this. Vulpus. Ugh. No one's gonna read this one anyway.
I think the golden eagle, I think it has 3 names. It's the first one's eagle, the second one's golden, and the third one is eagle. But the 2 eagles are in Latin and Greek, so they went with both.
That's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Man,
Man.
Naming animals, it's just something. It's just it's a full-on video discussion that.
Oh yeah, we could have a whole episode dedicated to our favorite animal names.
We probably could, yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously we have a lot to say.
Yeah, I know Stephen Colbert has a spider named after him.
He does, huh?
There's multiple species of beetle that are named after Darth Vader.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
some- There's a bit in the Salmonella video where he's like, all 3 legendary birds from the Pokemon series have, you guessed it, their own beetles. Man. But all right, with so to recap our weekly recap, because that was our thing. Primitive War trailer is out. We feel pretty good about it. We obviously have some things to say about it that like so far that like are worrying to us. New posters for Jurassic World Rebirth, pretty cool. Iffy on some of the design still. Prehistoric Kingdom got all of its not all of its babies yet, but we're getting all of them, and they look great. Path of Titans, and actually I sent this in the group chat before, but we did get another look at the Divine Beast Spinosaurus.
Oh yeah.
And did you see that, Dino?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's its sneaking animation. Man.
I'm so
that looks
excited.
good.
I'm so excited.
That looks so good. We got to do an episode on that.
Heck
when
yeah.
that comes out, we're hopping on, all 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Speaking of, we still need to do our Houska video.
Yeah, we do.
Gotta be behind on that one.
A little bit, yeah. we can do
A
some
little bit.
chaos with those guys. I think it's just kind of come down to the fact that like all 3 of us have kind of been doing our own thing for the past week because of all
busy.
of the stuff that's coming out.
Busy, man.
Busy.
That's what we get for being dinosaur content creators in the most jam-packed dinosaur content year.
Oh boy, it's a good year, man.
Very
it's a
good.
really good year.
Very good.
Honestly, can't wait. There's just one
Yeah.
thing after another. And
Yeah, man.
on recapping, Hammond Collection Spanosaurus and
Oh, yeah, we
Right.
didn't even mention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man,
Dudes, I am fuming with that. Biology sent that, right? He sent that thing. So I'm like, I'm looking for Collect Jurassic, and I'm like keeping an eye on their thing. And they posted like that they let us know when they were going to go live for pre-order. And I was at work when all of this was happening. But, you know, once I like finished up like the first portion of my workload, I'm like, okay, I can go on and pre-order it because it's only been available for like 45 minutes. I went on to Target. Pre-orders have been sold out. They're sold out. It was only
It's
like
the most
45
anticipated
minutes.
one.
It was only like 45 minutes. Now I have to
This
wait.
was the
I have to wait until the official
most-
release now.
Wow.
It's the most I can't say the word right.
Yeah,
Anticipated
Yeah.
dinosaur they've been waiting for in the Hammond collection.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, we got Scootosaurus before we got Spinosaurus. Like, what is this? It's not even in the movies. You know what I mean? It's also meant to be the biggest Hammond collection carnivore we've got.
Yeah.
Which is it's gonna look so good.
It looks
articulation of it.
Beautiful, man. The colors and the overall model, it's beautiful. I love it.
I cannot wait for your review on it when you eventually get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
This is where I get mad before him. It's like,
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Dino.
See, that's gonna be the opening. When that happens, we need to make that the opening to one of these podcast episodes. It's just like Dino starts out, I was like, hey everyone, and then like you just see biology just like
it just slowly raises it up.
hey, look at this. Where did this come from?
See, I don't really collect figures. I'll collect like art prints and stuff like that I have behind me, and like fossils and stuff like that. I don't get figures all that often. When I do though, it's normally like obviously they're like on the opposite side of my room, clearly.
How dare you?
But it's usually like the PNSO one. I know. I'm getting a shelf. I'm getting a hanging shelf right here. Don't worry. In the future. Almost. I'm working on it. I'm
because things are looking lopsided right now.
it's I'm getting a shelf. Don't worry.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm waiting for my next paycheck. We'll see. But like when I do, it's normally like I try and get like some really scientifically accurate figures. Like PNSO, Spinosaurus, PNSO, T-Rex, PNSO. PNSO honestly has some really good figures from their museum collection. I love their museum collection so much. I will say the poster that came with the Eutyrannus is the most haunting piece of paleo art I've ever seen.
Really?
Give me 1 second to go get it. You guys keep talking about the new Hammond Collection Spino. Also the Stego. I think the Stego looks really cool too.
The Stego looks pretty good too. Yeah.
We all know everyone's excited for the Spino though.
Yeah. Like I know I checked the Stego and yep, pre-orders are still available.
It's gonna be what this thing is. I've noticed when it comes with Mattel and the dinosaurs, all the carnivores sell pretty quickly, apart from the small carnivores and the herbivores.
Yeah.
Like you can still buy a Iguanodon, which is the most. It looks all right. It's just not very bright and pretty and cool. The Iguanodon came out, was it 2 years ago now?
I think so.
I still see them on shelves and online, able to buy them. Like this, like maybe they still make them. I don't know. But honestly, when you look at all the other dinosaurs shifting off the shelf and it's still a complete row of Iguanodons, you're like,
man,
yeah.
You just gotta get one at that point. You just gotta.
Yeah, like yeah, just pity it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll show you the art print. But this was, I do want to show this to you guys first because my brother found this at like a thrift store and bought it and brought it home for me. It is a VHS of the Lost World Jurassic Park.
That's freaking sick.
Yeah, it is like an actual VHS. I don't have like a VCR, unfortunately. So
you need to get one. You do, because honestly, those films are I don't have one in my room.
Dang it, biology!
No, we almost had the full set.
Almost there, man.
Honestly, though, it's close to greatness.
But let me.
So, VHS is the best way to watch those films. Also, I've got the DVD set where they upgraded it, made it look better, as it were. But honestly, when you watch those films on VHS, it was made for that. It looks better than watching it on DVD or Netflix or anything like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the difference is just there. So get VHS.
Yeah.
Get one.
Of course, that's probably how all of us watched it when we were children. So you know.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, we still had like a box TV, like an old school box TV in our house. So that's how I watched the original. Yeah, no, it was like massive. Dude. It was so big,
so huge.
The Wii on that thing, which was super weird. But yeah, that's how I watched the original Jurassic Park. I don't think I ended up because I vividly remember my parents trying to get me to watch it because I was like already into dinosaurs and stuff like that. Dude, when the lawyer got eaten off the toilet, I panicked. I was like, nope. This is not for me. And I tried to leave. And then I watched it later on.
Bro, I never had issues with it. I always loved it when I was little. I would talk to like friends at school and they would always be like, that movie scares me. I'm like, what? It's awesome. You know, but like, I guess that's normal. Like everybody's like, they had nightmares about it when they were children. And I couldn't relate.
I did too.
I couldn't
like it.
relate.
I remember seeing Jurassic Park 3 in cinema. It
Really?
was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I was the youngest person there because it was 2001. I would have been 6. It was
I'm
1996,
gonna hold
4
my
years.
tongue on how old I was.
I was 1.
I was 5. I was 5 years old when I watched it, and I was amazed. Spinosaurus, the raptors,
Yeah.
people getting eaten and stood on and ripped in half. It was brilliant. Great for a
Very
5-year-old to
entertaining
watch.
movie. A little goofy and silly compared to the first two, but it was very entertaining.
It was always
think
it was
I'll
my
go with that.
favorite a lot when I was growing up. Like I'd always consider it my favorite. Nowadays it's the first one that's my favorite, but JP3 is good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
yeah. I actually really like The Lost World.
I love
That
The
was one
Lost
of my
World, bro. The
favorites.
Lost World is sick. Such a good
Oh
one.
man, it's
Yeah.
so good.
The game
But
trail scene.
yes.
It's
I
funny though
was,
with the Lost World. Oh, sorry.
but no, I was gonna say when JP3 came out, I was -3 years old. I was not be born for another 3 years.
Jeez.
Wow, dude, sorry, but like I was not around.
Yeah, I didn't watch it until like 4 years later when I was 5. So I was still a little bit like I was only 1 when it came out. But a little baby.
Oh, but going back to Lost World, I find that one of the funniest because Steven Spielberg practically bullied Crichton into writing the second book because he didn't
Yeah.
want to write that second book. Bullies him to write the second book so he could make a film on it, and then just takes very little inspiration off the book for his film. He's like,
Man,
what was the point in that?
I know. The book is so different from the novel. It's insane.
so
Other new things, it kind of teased. Do you guys know of MYA trading card game?
Oh yeah, you've shared it to me a couple of times.
we
Yeah.
talked about that.
Yeah.
So was it this year or the end of last year they brought out their Jurassic set? They've teased. I saw a story. They teased that something new is coming. So with them doing a Hell Creek formation, then doing a Jurassic set, I wonder if we're getting a Triassic from them.
Well, the
I don't
trajectory is
think-
certainly there, so
I know, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't own any of the cards because to import them from the US is incredibly expensive.
oh.
Yeah.
I think it's about
Yes, I was about to say, especially now, yeah.
yeah. I think it's nearly 200 quid to get some
Wow.
over. And I'm like thinking, can I spend 200 quid on a few really good looking cards? I mean, I can enjoy them on the Instagram story, but I'd love to own some.
Yeah.
Just print them out on your own, take screenshots.
Oh man.
I am
Oh,
gonna
you're
apologize
sus.
to our audio listeners here, but this is
that looks beautiful.
it's really cool, but man, this angle is very
Yeah,
strange.
that is crazy.
That is Utyrannus, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
It
like
is
that.
really cool, but man,
Huh.
is it creepy?
Those exposed teeth.
Yeah, that's like something like even with their like museum collection they still have. There
Yeah.
are people you can like mail your figure to and they'll like give it custom lips. And they'll mail it back to you. I've seen them do that on Instagram.
Someone's making a new T-Rex. I'm pretty sure it's based off Sue. Lovely colors like blue and yellow, and it's got the lips.
Ooh, I might have to get that. I love accurate dinosaur figures.
Are you talking about the I can't remember what they're called, but I think that one's already been released. The one that you're
it
talking
released?
about. I think so. It kind of looks like it has jowls because the mouth is able to open.
I think so.
Was it the one that like is like black and yellow?
Yeah.
It's like it's more blue and yellow. This one.
Might be a different one.
I
Hold
saw.
on. I love when I go to look stuff up on Google and I type with an accent because I was looking up black and yellow T-Rex and I forgot the D because I never put the D when I say "and."
It's already out. Yeah, you're right. It's already out. It's a Euphonia.
Yeah, Eofauna. Yeah, that's right.
Eofauna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah,
that Benji Thomas did a review on it.
Eofauna
Might be worth
also
seeing, actually.
lended the 3D model to Goji Center for their Rexy versus Sue fight that they did not too long ago.
Really? Did you know that
Yeah.
Goji Center commented on one of my videos?
Really?
Oh, eh?
Yeah. You know, like a huge portion of my comments are like consisting of people saying that I look like other people. That's what that's what Goji Center said. They were like, I never knew that Bradley Cooper would be teaching me about dinosaurs.
Oh man,
Bradley Cooper, hold on. Oh my god. Hold on, like put a give him a bit more color in the beard and give him a cowboy hat, and yeah, a little bit.
Hey man, maybe they're onto something.
The only person I've ever been told I look like is Tom Holland, and that was like a few years ago.
Oh, I can't
I
see
didn't
that.
it then. I don't see it now.
Yeah. I've gotten Chris Pratt, I've gotten Alexander Ludwig, I've gotten Pedro Pascal before, which is weird.
Do you think it's just like you look like every white guy with a beard?
Yeah. I think so.
The same thing happens to Markiplier all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
The only things I get is I got told I was a budget Mr. Beast the way I look. Yeah. And then I don't understand it because I don't hear it myself. 'Cause I can't hear my own voice. But someone was like, "There's some Minecraft YouTuber that I apparently sound like," and I kind of get it. It's like, their name is just like a load of numbers and letters. I can't remember I can't remember the layout of it. And then the other one was like, "Oh, you remind me of not Mister. You remind me of Gaming Beaver." I was like, "How?" Like his voice is so different.
Yeah, his voice is certainly like more high pitched.
His voice is very unique, and like as soon as you hear it, you're like, "Oh yeah, I know who that is."
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "How do you get that confused?" And then someone said I was so you had that. Someone commented like, "Oh, I've been watching your videos for ages." You know, like sometimes I don't always have my face on it, and then eventually I do have like a face cam. I had a comment like, "Oh, we thought you were just best in slot." I'm like, "What?" He's got a different voice as well. How is this? Oh, man.
It's just because of the accent, man.
Yeah, I think it's like some people just hear an English accent and they go, "They all sound the same."
Yeah.
Hey, also, I don't know if you guys know this person, but I had the Axeman show up in my chat the other day. Do y'all know the Axeman?
No.
I think I
don't think I do.
It rings a bell. Am I? 1 second.
Yeah, they do JWE2 stuff, Prehistoric Kingdom, a lot of Ark. They were very big into Ark for a while.
Axeman.
I read the name and I was like, there's no way that's actually. And then I was like, oh my god, it might actually be him.
Huh.
Yeah, this is someone that I've had a few people, and the reason why it rings a bell to me now is I remember some people are like, "Oh, you should watch the Axeman for X, Y, and Z." When I was playing Ark at the time, and people kept saying, "Oh, you should watch the Axeman's videos." They'll explain this to you and explain that to you. I was like, oh, "Okay," I just never got around to it.
I think I've seen these thumbnails before.
Yeah. They're quite nice thumbnails, to be honest.
They're very nice. Thumbnails are hard. It's like my least favorite thing to do.
I still don't like the look of my
really good
thumbnail, but I just went with it.
Oh, thank you. I try.
I really like the one we did for Minecraft dinosaurs.
Oh, the one with biology. Yeah.
The T-Rex.
Yeah.
That one's my favorite.
I was quite happy with that one. I was like, I need to encompass the whole soul of this video. I know, put biology right there.
I
was raving about frog DNA.
Yeah.
The top comment on that video is still the quote of just like, "Why, John? So the trees can climb trees."
Bro, I just got finished editing our Rebirth one today, and Dude, I think people are gonna have a heyday with like all the things that biology pulled. Am I cut? Did I get cut? Am I cut?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What all did you hear?
You're good. You're good. We got it.
Okay. Well, I just finished.
We heard most of it.
Okay.
We heard most of it. You're good.
Yeah. So, I mean, biology is just like just completely a villain in the video. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Be sure to, check out all of our channels. We got Lakota on the bottom. We got Jurassic World Biology on the right. And we got me, Dino Guy, on the left. And yeah, be sure to tune in next Monday. And yeah, we'll see you, everybody.
Peace.